Now let's move on to the reading for today from Something You Forgot Along the Way. Today's story is number 48, page 131. Perseverance is greater than proficiency. Shuddhapantaka's long years of cleaning. Shuddhapantaka, one of Shakyamuni's most famous disciples, was dull by birth, unable to remember even his own name. One day Shakyamuni found him crying and asked him kindly, "Why are you so sad?" Weeping bitterly, Shuddhapantaka lamented, "Why was I born stupid?" "Cheer up," said Shakyamuni. "You are aware of your foolishness, but there are many fools who think themselves wise. Being aware of one's stupidity is next to enlightenment." He handed Shuddhapantaka a broom and instructed him to say while he worked, "I sweep the dust away, I wash the dirt away." Shuddhapantaka tried desperately to remember those sacred phrases from the Buddha, but whenever he remembered one, he forgot the other. Even so, he kept at his chore for 20 years. Once during those 20 years, Shakyamuni complimented Shuddhapantaka on his determination. "No matter how many years you keep sweeping, you grow no better at it, and yet that does not cause you to give up. As important as making progress is, persevering in the same endeavor is even more important. It is an admirable trait, one that I do not see in my other disciples." In time, Shuddhapantaka realized that dust and dirt accumulated not only where he thought they would, but in places he least expected. He thought, "I knew I was stupid, but there's no knowing how much more of my stupidity exists in places I don't even notice." In the end, Shuddhapantaka attained the enlightenment of an arhat, a very high stage. Besides encountering a good teacher and true teachings, it was his long years of effort and perseverance that crowned him with success. Okay, this is a very heartwarming story in this book that makes us realize there is hope for all of us. And yeah, and that perseverance is greater than proficiency. Actually, today, the part that speaks to me a lot is the ending part, which is, besides encountering a great teacher and true teachings, it was his long years of effort and perseverance that crowned him with success. So, encountering a great teacher, what qualifies as a great teacher or true teachings? So, great teacher is a person who thinks about the happiness of the student and will not be swayed by fame or fortune, desire for fame or fortune. So, in this case, for example, if the teacher was not a great teacher, to have such a disciple as dull as Shuddhapantaka, that would be kind of a shame or disgrace to the community, yeah. So maybe if the teacher were not a great teacher, he would try to put such a disciple like in a hidden place or kind of neglect him and just let him move away, things like that. Yeah. A great teacher is one who stands by the law of cause and effect very firmly. Good causes will always bring good effects, no matter who engages in them. So even a person who has a learning disability or cannot remember things, even such a person, as we saw in the story, could reach enlightenment because of encountering a great teacher and true teachings and long years of effort and perseverance. So if we talk about true teaching, so true teachings comes from a great teacher, a teacher who teaches what Shakyamuni Buddha taught sincerely, not adding their own opinions, not removing some parts because it might not sound good, it might not appeal to the modern people, things like that. And following sincerely, and yeah. So this is how people keep watering down the teachings. And then if you go on YouTube, there are many, many kinds of teachings out there. Some people claim some of them to be Buddhism, but it's not always Buddhism because a lot of times materials are presented to make it more attractive so the teacher can have more followers. This is how everything begins to get turned and twisted. It gets bent as time passes. So it's such a rare blessing to encounter the Dharma the way Buddha was teaching it and talk about these stories that happened when Buddha was alive and the message behind it. It's not about knowledge. We are not trying to acquire knowledge by learning Buddhism as much as the wisdom that transforms our lives and people who come in contact with us. So, wisdom is what is most important, and perseverance is by repeated failures and mistakes. This is how we gain wisdom if we stick to it and don't give up. So, good job, everyone, for being here, dedicating this time to our mental health and spiritual growth. Today is Saturday, so we will have the Happiness Lab at 10 a.m. Pacific time and have a beautiful start of your weekend. Bye bye.